because I talked about this the other day when I was going over some Dragon Age stuff. Apparently it's actually a thing now. Amazon's Mass Effect TV show, now in active development from the writer of F9, The Fast Saga, the one where the car goes to space. Chat, was that good? I don't know what The Fast Saga is. According to Variety, Amazon's Mass Effect TV series is finally coming to life after it picked up the rights for it 3 years ago. Details are pretty thin at this stage, but Amazon says it's actively being developed now. Fast 9, The Fast Saga writer Daniel Casey will pen the script and executive produce it alongside Karim Zeke, Ari Arad, and EA's Michael Gamble. I don't know any of those people, so don't know if it's good or bad thing. Zariq previously produced a bunch of superhero shows under Marvel, including Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and The Punisher. I have not seen any of these. The only one that I think I would even watch is probably The Punisher, because I recognize the name now from Marvel Rivals. And Arad produced other game adaptations like Borderlands. Oh Jesus, we're cooked. Wait, like the Borderlands movie? Oh, gets cooked. Daredevil and Punisher were decent. What about Uncharted? Was Uncharted good? I never seen it. Mid? Oh no. I remember Shade told me that she said that the Borderlands movie was the worst game adaptation movie or show she had ever seen. Uncharted was fun, but mid. Mid. Was good, but not a game as a game adaptation. Oh god. For those who may have lost track of exactly where F9 sits in the Fast and Furious pantheon, that's the one in which they drive a car into space.
No, please no. No, 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 no. Oh no. Shit. My night is ruined now.
Successfully, which presumably formed a key part of Casey's job interview. Wait, wasn't that memed on like crazy by the internet? It was like, what's happened to Fast and Furious? It used to be about like people racing fast cars and, like a little bit, got a little intense, kind of, there was more, there was like an underlying story of like, oh, they got to race into this area or whatever. And then eventually became like fighting across the planet and doing some crazy shit. And then eventually shooting a car into space. Like, oh no. Details about what the show will actually be about and whether or not Commander Shepard will even appear remain unknown. The Mass Effect universe is vast, has been covered in all sorts of media outside games. It could be anything, but if I don't see my big buddy Rex in there, I will be upset. Rex was pretty cool. But honestly, I'm a Garrus fan. I want to see Garrus. Rex is cool, but Garrus is for me, sorry. So far, Amazon hasn't even hinted at a release date for reference. The recent Fallout TV series was announced in 2020 and it dropped 2 years later. So it might be a bit before we see a Turian or Asari on screen. The explosive success of that show and its 2 Emmy Awards and 65 million viewers probably prompted Amazon to hit the gas on the Mass Effect series. That, or the fact that the Fallout show came out with no new game for people to play in the fervor. BioWare has been teasing the game for years now with Dragon Age. The Veilguard out of the way, it could be out within the next few years alongside whatever TV series it ends up being. I think that it could be insane. There's a couple more articles. I don't think there's anything that really gets added in these, like, at all. I can take a quick peek. Wait, we don't know too much else about other than those names involved. At the moment, the only plot detail Amazon is letting slip is the fact that it's based on the best-selling sci-fi video game franchise from EA, so it is still unknown if it'll be straightforward adaptation or another story set in the games. Oh, I mean, I guess that, there's so many like side stories or side things you could do within the Mass Effect universe, I feel like. But I feel like if you're gonna go TV show, you should go all in. You should go all in on the actual story of Commander Shepard. You don't have to go like fully just on the games, but like, why not, right? Like, start with the original game. Hell, you could even go before the original game and talk about like humans, for like how they weren't like fully considered. Because if I remember correctly, right, when in the first game, like humans were still new to the actually, were humans even on the council in the first game? I don't even think they were. They weren't even on the council. Why? Like, you could start the whole story.
First contact war, please.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool. The First Contact War. Holy shit, that's actually genius. Start with the First Contact War and then eventually working your way into like, they become part of the Galactic Society and moving into, oh my God, the Citadel, and how they're trying to fight for a spot on the council and want to be like, thought of as like equal to everyone else. Oh my God, if it's successful, you could keep that series going for a few years. You could then eventually introduce the Reapers and that whole saga, and you could even go deeper with the Turians and what's it called? I forget what the other race is, the genophage, or the whole thing around the genophage. You could go so deep. It would be so cool. Now the Reaper's too much ahead. Well, I'm saying like down the line, right? Like as you progress with this series, like you could go so deep. Solarians, the Solarians and the Krogans and the whole genophage stuff. You could go into that. Oh my God, wait, you could go into that even before you even go towards like the Reapers and stuff. Holy shit, dude, that could go crazy. I don't know. I loved Mass Effect. I thought okay, this is kind of making me want to replay Mass Effect. I'm not going to lie. Flats Nerding Out was not on my bingo card today. Listen, okay? Mass Effect is one of those series that I loved a lot. And you know what? Maybe I'll replay it. Maybe I'll go back through and replay it. But the first game's so old now. You know, like I would love to go back and replay the original and do all my decisions and then go into the second game with all my decisions. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I would want to do. But I don't want to play the whole first game all over again. Second game, I don't mind. I'd play the second one, no problem. Third, obviously, is fine. Well, I don't want to talk about the ending of third, but Intergalactic Virgin Strikes Again. Oh my God, I forgot. That's where it started. Holy shit. Wait, that was the origin. I forgot. Chat, if you weren't there, all right? If you've never heard...
The story about the First Contact War could bring in a new audience into the games.
True. Thank you for the 300 bits. If you don't remember, right, I was trying not to get like any spicy scenes because I wasn't sure about like Twitch stuff at the time, right?
I'm a huge Mass Effect nerdy. I redo all 3 games plus Andromeda every year.
Thank you for 300 bits. Legendary Edition has a lot of quality of life improvements for MU1. All right, you're kind of selling me on it. But yeah, my whole thing was like I didn't want to like, you know, have anything that has to get edited out of YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, right? So I basically was like, "Yup, I'm gonna be the Intergalactic Virgin. We're not fucking any of the companions, nothing." And then in Mass Effect 1, there's like a certain like mission where if you go to turn it in at a certain area, like they force you into like a sex scene. You can't say no. And so I did the whole playthrough of the Intergalactic Virgin, and then I got sucked into this fucking side scene. And I was like, no! And I didn't have a way out, so I Alt F4'd out of the game. And I had to redo like 30 minutes of shit just because I was committed to not losing the intergalactic virginity. And so if you ever see me do a game in the future where I do like a forced virgin playthrough, that it's all stems from Mass Effect. I forgot it all comes back to that game. Holy shit. Yeah, but this series means a lot to me, so I'd love to see a TV show of it and hopefully more games, which would be cool.